Welcome to the course Formal Language and Automata Theory. In this lecture, we will discuss about the second type of normal form for context-free grammar is Greeback normal form. In our previous lecture, we discussed about the first normal form of context-free grammar, which is Chomsky normal form. Now, the second type of normal form is called as Greeback normal form. So this will be discussed in this lecture. Let us come to the definition of a Greeback normal form. So when you can say a context-free grammar is in Greeback normal form. So here the condition is a context-free grammar G is said to be in Greeback normal form, so abbreviated as GNF, if all the productions are of the form. See, a variable A derives terminal A followed by alpha, where small a is a terminal which is belongs to T, then capital A left hand side variable which is a variable belongs to V, whereas alpha belongs to V closer. Here what is V variable? Closer means set of strings of variables, possibly null also. Here you can see, here the restriction is not on the length of the right hand sides of the productions with the two variables length or a single terminal, but here the restriction is only one. Compulsory in the right hand side of each and every production must and should start with a terminal value followed by string of variables, possibly null also. Suppose here variable is null means single terminal also allowed. But after single terminal, if no variable is there means you can assume that variable becomes null. So every production will be in this form. Must and should start with a terminal in the right hand side starting of each and every production, followed by variables. The variables are 0, 1 or more. 0 means null. So this is the condition of Greeback normal form. Now, while coming to the sentence here, the meaning of the above definition, that is, in Greeback normal form, the first symbol on the right hand side of the production must be a terminal, and it can be followed by 0 or more variables. That is nothing but V closer. So here terminal means from capital T in the given grammar, whatever the terminals that are included in the production. So here there is no restriction on the length of the right hand side productions. The only restriction is each and every production in the right hand side must and should start with a terminal symbol followed by 0 or more variables. So that is the condition of a Greeback normal form. Then how to reduce a given context-free grammar into Greeback normal form or construction of Greeback normal form. The construction of Greeback normal form depends on the following two lemmas. That means two theorems are used to reduce a given context-free grammar into a Greeback normal form. So the two theorems here we will call it as lemmas. So the lemma 1 is nothing but a useful substitution rule. This rule we already discussed during simplification or minimization of a context-free grammar. The first technique what we used, a useful substitution rule. Same lemma used for reducing a context-free grammar into a Greeback normal form. You can recall once again the substitution rule. So let G equal to VTSP be a context-free grammar. Then A derives alpha 1, B alpha 2. Be a production in P, and B contains again a production, that is B derives beta 1 or beta 2 and so on beta n. Be a production in P. Now we have to construct the equivalent grammar G dash equal to V T S P dash. Here P dash is changed, so we need to construct the new productions. How to construct? By removing A productions from P and adding the resultant production to P dash by substituting B productions in the right hand side wherever the variable B is there in A productions. Now the result becomes A derives. Here you can see alpha 1, beta 1, alpha 2. What is this beta 1? Here you can see B derives beta 1, beta 2 and so on beta n. So one at a time you can substitute. So the first value beta 1 is substituted. Then in the second production beta 2 is substituted. Alpha 1, alpha 2, no changes. Those remain same in all productions. Then and so on alpha 1, beta n, alpha 2. So this is the equivalent production after substituting the B production values in the right hand side of A productions wherever B is there. So then the language generated with our original grammar is same as the language generated with our new grammar. That means there is no change of generating languages with the given original grammar and resultant grammar. So this is the substitution rule lemma. So as usual, this lemma is used while reducing a context-free grammar into a Greeback normal form. Then coming to lemma 2, this lemma 2 is nothing but to eliminate a left recursion. So before seeing the lemma, here what is meaning of a left recursion? So if any grammar is in the form of A derives A alpha, here you can see left hand side variable and the right hand side leftmost variable should be same. So then this is called as left recursive grammar. Left recursion. If you can draw its derivation tree or parse tree, here you can see first you can take A as the root, then A alpha you can connect from left to right, then alpha. Again if you can substitute A, then this will become A alpha, so and so on. Here you can see every time leftmost symbol is same as the root. So this we will call it as immediate left recursion. Immediate left recursion. So if any grammar is in this form, that is in the left recursive form, we can eliminate that left recursion in the process of reducing a context-free grammar into Greeback normal form. For that, we'll use the lemma 2. So now, let us see the lemma 2. Let G equal to VTSP be a context-free grammar. Let the set of A productions be A derives A alpha 1, A alpha 2, and so on A alpha m, or beta 1 and so beta 2 and so on beta n. Here you can see in the given A productions right hand side starting symbol, you can see here A is there, here A is there, and so on A. So this is same as the left hand side starting variable. So therefore it is in the form of A derives A alpha form. That means here it has left recursion followed by other symbols other than A. So let us say here beta 1, beta 2, beta n. Here beta 1 to beta n are not same as the variable A. So different symbols. But at least one production in the right hand side, it consisting of a variable same as the left hand side variable in the right hand side leftmost position. Then we can say the grammar having left recursion. So then how to remove this left recursion? First we have to introduce a new variable, say capital X. Now the equivalent grammar G1 equal to V1 TS P1. So here the tuples varying are V1, variables are changed. Then P1, productions are changed. Then terminal and starting variable should be same as the given original grammar. Now where V1 equal to, you can take all the variables from G, that is V union. Now here we introduced a variable X as the new variable. So that is combined with previous variables in the given original grammar. Therefore, V union X are the variables in the resultant grammar G1. Now P1 can be constructed by replacing all A productions by using the following two rules. The first rule is, first you can write the A productions. A derives beta I. Here you can see after in the right hand side after A. So further we have other than A variables, that is beta 1, beta 2 and so on beta n. So those you can introduce by making beta I. So here the A productions are A derives beta I. So all beta values are added first. That is A derives beta 1 or beta 2 and so on beta n. Here this part. So other than the variable A, remaining all productions you can write initially. That is A derives beta I. That means if only one beta value is also no problem. You can write here A derives beta or more than one value also. All you can list out here. So beta 1 or beta 2 and so on beta n. Next, second production in rule 1. So now here we introduced a new variable, that is X. So the second production will be written like this. So A derives beta I, same as previous one, then combined with the new variable X. So now here I value in between 1 to n. So if you can expand this one for all beta values, this will becomes A derives beta 1 X or beta 2 X and so on beta n X. X is same for all productions, but beta value is varying. So this is rule 1. Now in rule 1, the new variable X is introduced here. Now what are the productions of the variable X that can be written in second rule? That rule 2 is, now what is X here? X derives alpha I. So alpha means in the right hand side leftmost starting with A, the variable A. So after A, whatever the value, again it may be a variable, it may be a terminal, whatever, that you can consider it as alpha value. Here you can see this is the general form of the left recursive grammar. So this we can make it as general rule. From this you can substitute the following two rules. Now after A, whatever the value, that is alpha 1, or the second production after A, whatever the alpha value, that is alpha 2 and so on A alpha m. So now here alpha I is nothing but X derives alpha 1 or alpha 2 and so on alpha m. Now the second production of X can be written as X derives alpha I, then we will add X here, the variable. So this is a formula to remove left recursion. These two rules are used as a formula. If any grammar is in the form of this one, left recursive form. Now X derives alpha I X. Again here I equal to 1 to m in between. Now again you can expand I value. X derives alpha 1 X or alpha 2x and so on alpha m X. Here X is same. Here alpha is varying. In above rule 1, X is same, beta is varying. So these two rules you can remember as a formula. If any grammar is in the form of left recursion, so then you can apply the rule 1 and rule 2. Now you can see the resultant rules 1 and 2. Here this does not contain the left recursion. Check out how it will be. Now you can see A derives beta I. So beta I is not same as the left hand side variable A. Then A derives beta I X. In the right hand side leftmost, this symbol is not equal to A. So therefore no left recursion. Similarly X derives alpha I. So alpha is not same as X. Then X derives alpha I X. Here you can see leftmost, here left recursion means the name itself left side. In the right hand side leftmost variable or symbol, if it is same as the left hand side of the variable of the production, then that grammar contains left recursion. Now here you can see X not equal to alpha I. Therefore now no left recursion in rule 1 and 2. So by using these two rules, we can remove left recursion. Now let us see one example grammar. So how to remove its left recursion? So the question is like this: eliminate left recursion for given CFG below. The grammar is A derives A, that is variable A terminal A, or variable A variable B, or terminal A or terminal B. So any given grammar, what you have to do initially, in the left hand side variable, whatever the variable, check out is there any variable same as left hand side variable in the right hand side leftmost. Here you can see this is same as A. Again here you can see this is same as A. Now this will becomes in the form of A derives A alpha 1 or A alpha 2. So then terminal A, terminal B, there is no variable A. Now those will call it as beta 1 or beta 2. Now see, this is the general form of our left recursion. So as for the solution, by using two rules. First, what you have to do, A derives beta I. Nothing but, this is nothing but A derives beta 1 or beta 2. Now you can substitute these values. Beta 1 is terminal A, beta 2 is terminal B. Therefore, A derives beta 1 is terminal A, then beta 2 is terminal B. So therefore, A derives terminal A or terminal B. In rule 1, first production. Then rule 1, second production is A derives beta I x. Nothing but beta 1 x or beta 2 x and so on. Now what is your beta 1 value? Here only two values we have, beta 1, beta 2. So this is beta 1 x, or then this is beta 2 x, terminal A x or terminal B x. So this is rule 1. This is the resultant grammar. Now rule 2, here in the above rule 1, x is introduced. Now what is x? X derives alpha I, nothing but alpha 1 or alpha 2 and so on. Here how many alpha values are there after the variable A? Here you can see alpha 1 is terminal A, then alpha 2 is variable B. Two alpha values are there. Therefore, this can be written as x derives alpha 1 or alpha 2. So where alpha 1 equal to terminal A, then alpha 2 equal to variable B. These are all substituted. Therefore, x derives terminal A or variable B. This is alpha 1. Now this is alpha 2. Then second production in rule 2, x derives alpha I x. That means x is same. Now alpha 1, alpha 2 values are combined in the left side, in the right hand side of left side. Now you can see this is alpha 1 x. Now alpha 1 is terminal A. Then this is alpha 2, that is variable B x. Now you can see all these resultant productions. You can see A derives A or B, then A derives AX or BX, then X derives A or B, then X derives AX or BX. Now you can see left recursion. Here left hand side variable, there is no variable in the right hand side leftmost. So therefore no left recursion. Then A derives AX. Here see this one and this one not same. Even this one and this one not same. So therefore here also no left recursion. Now X derives A or B. Here see there is no variable X in the right hand side leftmost. Therefore here also no left recursion. Now here X derives AX. Here you can see maybe right recursion is possible, but here you are checking left recursion. So left recursion means in the right hand side leftmost, same variable as in the left hand side not occurred. So now here x is A not equal. Then here again x is B also not equal. Therefore here also no left recursion. This is the equivalent grammar after eliminating left recursion. So this lemma is used while reducing a context-free grammar into a Greeback normal form, and in lemma 1 using substitution rule. So now coming to the procedure, reducing a context-free grammar to Greeback normal form. The procedure to reduce a context-free grammar G into a Greeback normal form, the following steps have to be performed. The step 1, construct a grammar CFG in CNF. See, the first step is, first we have to reduce the given grammar into Chomsky normal form. What we discussed in our earlier lecture, how to convert a context-free grammar into Chomsky normal form. by using the previous method for any given context-free grammar, first we have to convert into Chomsky normal form. Then whenever if you want to convert a given context-free grammar into Chomsky normal form, you can see the procedure of CFG to CNF. First, we have to remove all epsilon productions, all null productions, all epsilon or null, all unit productions, all useless symbols and useless productions. Then you can proceed to step 2 to 4 by splitting the right hand side variables into with the length 2 or a single terminal. Finally, the given grammar is reduced to a Chomsky normal form. Same procedure here you have to follow. Then after that, what you have to do? Sometimes the given grammar itself is in CNF, then no need to reduce. Directly you can proceed to further steps. So construct a grammar CFG G in CNF generating the context-free language L. Then what you have to do, the given grammar is reduced to CNF. You have to rename all the variables in V as starting with A1, A2 and so on AN. The suffixes 1 to N with the starting variable as A1. Now here A1 belongs to yes, starting variable. So any given grammar after converting into CNF, we have to rename all the variables, whatever the variables in the grammar as A1 to AN, where A1 as starting variable. So that is step 1. Then step 2, modify the production such that by satisfying this condition, AI derives AJ gamma, where you can see the suffixes I and J. I less than J. That means right hand side, the J suffix value is higher than the left hand side, A suffix value I. So for example, here, for example, A1 derives A2 gamma. Now here you can see this is I, this is J. So now what is the condition? I less than J. I is 1, less than J is 2. So satisfied the condition. Only the suffixes we have to check. So after modifying the productions by satisfying this condition, then what we have to do? Then we will try to apply lemma 1 and lemma 2 to reduce the given grammar into Gilbert normal form. So now, then if we have a production like this, then after modifying, if you will get a production is of the form AK derives AJ gamma is a production. Here you can see with J less than K. Now here left hand side. So in step 2, after modifying all the productions in this form, then we have to take the production to reduce by satisfying this condition. That is AK derives AJ gamma. That means the left hand side suffix value K is higher than the right hand side suffix value J. That is J less than K. We have to take the production which satisfying this condition obtained in step 2. Then what we have to do? We have to generate new set of productions by substituting AJ. By substituting AJ productions in the right hand side of AJ productions according to lemma 1. Here lemma 1 is nothing but substitution rule. So when you have to apply substitution rule, so whenever the production satisfying the step 3 condition, that means the left hand side suffix value is higher than the right hand side suffix value, that is J less than K. Here K is a higher value. For example, here, for example, the productions are in this form. A2 derives A1 gamma. Now this is K. Now this is J. Now the condition is J less than K. Here J equal to 1 less than K equal to 2. So 1 less than 2, it's satisfying the condition. You can take such type of productions, then you have to apply substitution rule in the right hand cell only in the leftmost position only. Suppose AJ is repeated twice in the right hand side, but you can substitute only in the right hand side leftmost position only one position. Then you will generate the new set of productions by using lemma 1, that is substitution rule. Like that you have to repeat this. Finally, we obtain the productions of the form. Here you can see after applying substitution, that means AJ is substituted by its corresponding productions. Then you will get left hand side variable, there is no change. AK derives AL gamma. Now AJ is reduced to AL. Now here the condition is L greater than or equal to K. That means here greater than and equal. Both conditions are included. Suppose the productions finally reduced with L equal to K are replaced according to lemma 2 by introducing a new variable. That means that is AK derives now AK gamma. Now here you can see this one K, this one L. Now here this is L. Now this is K. Here L equal to K. So what now you have obtained the grammar in the form of left recursion. AK derives here AK is there. So by using lemma 2 means left recursion. By applying left recursion, we have to eliminate this left recursion. Finally, by repeating the above steps for each variable, we obtain the required Greivach normal form. That means A derives A alpha form, so which is in GNF. Okay, now let us see one example problem. The question will be given like this. Construct a GNF grammar for the following. That is, S derives the variable A or terminal A. Then A derives terminal variable S or terminal B. Now let us solve this problem lively. Now you can see, as for the procedure of converting a context-free grammar into Greivach normal form, what is the step 1 solution? Step 1, reduce the given CFG into Chomsky normal form. That is, every production is in the form of A derives BC with two variables length or A derives a terminal. Now you can see the given CFG, check out given CFG, S derives AA or A. See, right hand side two variables length satisfying this condition. Then right hand side single terminal. So E is in GNF. Now A derives SS or B. Now you can see here also two variables, then a single terminal. So E is in, sorry, not CNF, GNF, CNF. So E is in Chomsky normal form. Therefore, by default, therefore, the given CFG is already in Chomsky normal form. Then what you have to do? We have to rename the variables in G. The variables. What are the variables in the given grammar? Here we have S and A. The variables S and A as A1 and A2. S and A as A1 and A2 respectively. Then you can modify according to step 2. So therefore, now step 2, what you will get here? Now S becomes A1. Wherever S is there, you can substitute it as A1. Now A1 derives. Now A becomes, so A becomes A2. Then S becomes A1. Wherever A is there, you can substitute A2. Now here AA means A2, A2. Then terminals remain same. Similarly, A derives. What is A? A equivalent new variable is A2. Now A2 derives. S means A1. A1, A1 or B. So now the productions are modified into step 2 form. Then you can apply step 3 by considering the production which satisfies the condition, that is A derives AJ gamma. Consider the production the productions of the form. Consider the productions of the form AK derives AJ gamma where J less than K. Then you can apply lemma 1, that is substitution rule. So to substitute AJ productions. So now which productions are in this form? For example, let us consider A1 derives A2 or A. Let us say this is K. Now this is J. Here you can see J less than K. Here J value is 2, less than K means 1. So it won't satisfy the condition. Now let us take other production. Now A2 derives A1 B. Now you can see this is K. Now this is J. Now J less than K. Now here J is 1, K is 2. So it is satisfying the condition. Therefore, we have to consider this production. Then in this production, we can substitute the right hand side leftmost A1 productions using step 2 A1 production values. So this can be done by using lemma 1, that is the substitution rule. So therefore, A2 derives A1 or B is in the form of AK derives AJ gamma such that J less than K. Now by using lemma 1, now using lemma 1, that means substitution rule. Lemma 1 substitution rule. Substitute A1 productions, from step 2 in A2 productions. So now you can make the equations. For understanding it is easy. Now in A2 productions means right hand side leftmost A1 in A2 productions from equation 2. Therefore, 2 implies now A2 derives A1 or B. So here substitute A1 productions from equation 1. Now this will becomes. Now what is A1 here? A2 or A. 2 productions are there. So that is A1 derives A2 or A. 2 productions are there. One at a time you can substitute. Therefore, A2 becomes now A1, the first value. A2. The remaining A1 remains same. There is no change. Now, this is the first A1 value, or then second A1 value is terminal A. Now terminal A followed by A1, then the B remains same. So here again, this is A1 value. 2 values are substituted. Therefore, now you can see A2 derives A2, A1 or A1 or B. Okay, let us say this is equation 3. Now you can see in this, it is in the form of, so now A2 is in the form of lemma 2. See, lemma 2 means left recursion. Now you can see A2, A2. It is in the form of A derives A alpha 1 and so on, beta 1 or beta 2. Now you can apply lemma 2 by applying lemma 2. Here you can see A2 derives A2, A2, A1 or A1 or B. This is A, now this is A. Now this you can make it as alpha 1. Now the center one is beta 1, then beta 2. The new productions are now A2 derives beta I, that is A1 or B. Now A2 derives by introducing a new variable x, A1x or Bx. That is rule 1. Then rule 2, x derives alpha I. Here only one alpha value is there, that is A2, A1. Now x derives alpha I x, A2, A1, x. Now you can see first A2 productions. A2 derives A1, terminal followed by a variable or a single terminal. So E is in GNF. Now here you can see A2 derives terminal followed by two variables, then terminal followed by a variable. This is also E is in GNF. Now x derives A2, A1. So two variables. Here terminal is not there in the right hand side leftmost. Then x derives A2, A1x. So are not in GNF. Now you can reduce x into GNF. So now reduce x productions to x productions into GNF. So how to do? See, in the right hand side leftmost A2 is there. The two resultant A2 productions what we obtained just now, those you can substitute in the right hand side leftmost A2 value. Then x also becomes in GNF. Now let us say this A2 as equation 3, this A2 as equation 4. So therefore substitute A2 productions from equations 3 and 4 in x productions. That is right hand side of x productions, leftmost A2. So in the right hand side leftmost A2 value in x productions you can substitute from 3 and 4. Therefore now take one by one. Now x derives. Now here A2. Now A1 remains same. A2 contains how many? First one. From equation 3, two values are there. So the first value is A1. A1 or then second A2 value is terminal B. So the first x productions are reduced. Then second x productions you can take, that is A2 A1 x. So only A2 value you have to substitute. A1 x remains same. Now the second, see here also x contains, A2 contains two more productions. Those also you can substitute here. Then total we have 4 productions for A. So now here this will becomes A1 remains same. Now A1. Now the second A2 productions are A1x. A1x. Now the second A2 productions are Bx. Total 4 A2 productions are there. Now in the second X productions A2 A1x. So first one, then second one, then third one, then fourth one. Now the first value is this one, A1. Second A2 value is B. Third A2 value is A1X. Fourth A2 value is Bx. Now you can see, check all X productions are in the required form or not. So here now X derives terminal A, variable, terminal B, variable, terminal A, variable, terminal B, variable. So this is in GNF. Then second X productions, terminal followed by all variables, terminal by all variables, terminal by all variables, terminal by all variables. So he is in GNF. So now all X productions are reduced to GNF. Then all A2 productions also reduced to Greibach normal form. Then go back to step 2. What are the missing productions? Here you can see. Now A2 is reduced to GNF. Now other production A1. A1 derives A2 or A. Now in A1 productions, right hand side leftmost A2 is there. Now A2 is already reduced into Greibach normal form. The resultant A2 productions now you can substitute in the A1 of right hand side leftmost A2. Then A1 also becomes in Greibach normal form. Therefore, from step 2, A1 derives A2 or A is not in GNF. Therefore, reduce A1 productions to GNF by using lemma 1, that is substitution rule. That means in the right hand side leftmost variable, that is A2. So therefore now substitute A2 productions from, so the resultant GNF A2 productions are mentioned in equation 3 and 4. A2 productions from equations 3 and 4 in A1 productions of right hand side leftmost A2. So we have to reduce in the right hand side leftmost A2 by using equation 3 and 4. Now therefore A1 becomes, for A2, see how many productions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 productions are there. Then the first one, the remaining A2, then second one A2, then third one A2, then fourth one A2, and then the terminal remains same. So only leftmost A2 we are reducing. Right side A2 or any other A2s you can't change. Keep as it is. Now the first A2 value is, here you can see A1, terminal A, variable A1. Then terminal B, that is the second A2 value. Then third A2 value A1X. So A1X. Then fourth A2 value, that is Bx. Now you can see these are all the resultant productions of A1. Now check out whether these are all in GNF or not. Here see first terminal A followed by variables, terminal B followed by variable, terminal A followed by all variables, terminal B followed by all variables, or a single terminal. Therefore, E is in GNF. Now you can see all A1 productions are in GNF. All A2 productions are in GNF. Now the new variable X followed by productions all reduced to GNF. Therefore, now write down all productions at one place. Therefore, the final CFG which is in GNF is given below. Now all productions in order you can write down. First A1 productions. Here in the above latest one as it is you can write down. Now A1 derives A1 A2 or B A2 or A1X or A2. Then BX A2 or A. So this is in GNF. Now A2 productions you can write down. A2 derives A1 or B, combine all A2, A1X or BX. Here we substituted all A2 values. Total 4 productions. So that is A1 or B, A1X or BX. A1 or B, A1X or B. Now X productions write down, combine all X productions. Why? Because starting with same left hand side variable. All this you can write down. A1, 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 A1 or then second X productions are BA1, then third X productions are A1X, A1X, A1, then fourth X productions are BXA1, BXA1, followed by combine the second X productions also. So that is A1, A1X. Same as previous one, but X is added here. Again 4 more. A1, A1X or BA1X or A1X, A1X or BXA1X. Now you can see this is the final grammar. This is the final grammar which is in Greivach normal form. So like that, by applying lemma 1 and lemma 2, any given context-free grammar, you can reduce to Greivach normal form by using this procedure. First, we have to reduce the given CFG into CNF, but sometimes they won't give the given CFG which is in CNF. At that time, we have to reduce by using CNF procedure. This grammar already in CNF, no problem. So directly we have to rename all the variables as A1, A2, and so on. Then step 2, you can modify all the productions in the form of AI derives AJ gamma format. Then step 3, let us consider the productions of the form AK derives AJ gamma where J less than K. Then in the right hand side AJ productions you can substitute. Finally, if it is reduced to AK derives AL gamma, so where L less than or equal to K. So at that time you can apply the lemma 2 to eliminate left recursion. Then for all substitution cases, we can use lemma 1, that is a substitution rule. Like that, each and every production, including newly introduced productions, are reduced to the Greivach normal form. Then only we can say the grammar is in Greivach normal form. Now here the complete solution, here also in the typed format is given. You can go through this one. Then some practice problems also given here. So you can practice these problems also. Construct a GNF grammar for the following. Here S productions are there. Here SAB, problem 2, problem 3, again SAC, problem 4, again S productions. So practice all these 4 examples. Then coming to summary, what we discussed in this lecture. First, we discussed about Greivach normal form, introduction followed by definition, then conditions of GNF, then the procedure for reducing a context-free grammar to Greivach normal form by using the given 2 lemmas. Lemma 1 is for substitution rule and lemma 2 is for eliminating left recursion. Then we demonstrated one example problem. So now I stop here. Next class will come up with other interesting topics.